Good morning, Dubai. Happy Friday. Happy almost the weekend. This is the Lovin Dubai show with me, Casey.
And Lakshmi.
And we go through the big trending stories. Do not forget, schools are finishing earlier on Fridays starting today.
Dubai is bringing AI cameras to tackle littering around the city.
We're talking about Reddit's hilarious reactions to an 7,000 dirham piece of chicken listed on Amazon.
And recently, the Dubai-based actress Rym Saidi opened up about her miscarriage.
And later on in the show, we're very excited to welcome Dr. Hussain Khansaheb. He's going to talk about his Antarctica climate mission.
In today's rapid weather report, it's partly cloudy with temperatures ranging from 17 to 26.
But before we get into all of it, at Lovin Dubai, sometimes we have the opportunity to share your heartwarming stories because we share key information, but also cute things that happen to you. And we love when you share videos with us. And so one of the videos that's just gone live is a happy ending story, I suppose.
It is a happy ending story, but it got me concerned initially.
Massively.
Yes.
Massively. Here's a video. It might confuse you at first because you're thinking, why is the cat underneath the bath? But actually what happened was this lady was getting some home maintenance repairs. She said it was by a third-party company. And so she came home and the technical repair company had sealed the bath with the cat underneath.
It's like they didn't get the memo that this was not supposed to be inside, this was supposed to be outside. But yeah, it's very weird. Like, how I don't know how they could have possibly done that.
No.
We've had this one, I think there was this one chapter that we had back in school where a person sealed a cat into a wall. And I was thinking, which person in their right mind would do this? Turns out it also happens in real life. But yeah, this was very weird, but I'm glad she could get her cat back.
Yeah, so this is shout out to the emergency maintenance team in her building. That's another small thing that we have in Dubai that we're so lucky for. That isn't common in every other city, is like call maintenance.
It's and they're very quick also. It's not like they take days to respond to you or anything. They are quick with, the response and, making sure that everything is in place.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
And like it's a long time since I've lived in apartments in other countries, but when I lived in Dublin, there was no such thing as maintenance.
Really? Like, no idea? Like, no...
There was no security, there was no maintenance, there was no pool, there was no gym.
We have become very, very convenient with the life here.
But yeah, the poor little cat. Could you imagine? Because she would have got home.
Yeah. And then she was looking for her cat.
She's looking for her cat.
How did she figure out it was under the bath?
I don't know.
Very weird to have heard meowing coming from everywhere. Yes. I would have thought I am probably thinking it up, but yeah.
Well, I'm thinking about our colleague Simon. She had a situation where she lost her cat Simba, and you're searching all through the house, and then you're thinking, did I leave a door open? Did the cat get out? And if the cat got out, that's a whole other story. But cats can get into these tiny nooks and crannies, and so the cat really could be anywhere. But you would never, Simon would never have thought to let me check under the sealed bath.
Yeah. That would be the last place, I think. Why would you look at a newly sealed space?
Anyway, happy ending story to fill your Friday with smiles and joy. Other good news this Friday, big story of the day, is schools are finishing earlier, starting today. And so this is a quick heads up for parents with kids in school on Fridays. Fridays are going to be a little bit shorter starting from today. So schools across the UAE have dismissed students early to align with the country's new unified Friday prayer times. This means some students could be heading home as early as 11:10 a.m. with pickup times moving forward by up to at least 30 minutes.
And private schools have confirmed that Friday classes will now end no later than 11:30 a.m. starting from January 9th today, and government schools are following the same timeline. Lesson schedules, transport timings, and dismissal procedures have all been adjusted to make this work.
The change comes after Friday prayer times were revised nationwide to 12:45 p.m., which is 30 minutes earlier than they used to be. And for older students from grade 6 and up, schools may apply to offer early learning on Fridays pending approval and parental consultation. And so our question to you this morning, our beloved audience, is this amazing? Like, do you love it, or is it a bit of a logistical nightmare for parents? Lakshmi, as a do you have a kid in school?
Oh, I don't have a kid in school, but I have a niece. And so one thing I've noticed every time they come back from school is the school bus usually doesn't let them get off the bus unless the parent is around, or like a guardian, or like if they give a heads up that the kid can come alone because today we cannot be present there. So this is one thing I've always noticed about how safe kids are here, regardless like whether the parent is here or not. There are certain people who are making sure at all times that your kid is safe. So with me particularly, so both my parents were working. So I used to come back from school and I'd go back on my own, and it was like a normal thing because this is Dubai. I can't imagine that happening elsewhere.
That's true.
Even if logistically it didn't work out for some parents, I think it should still be okay because, well, this is Dubai.
That is very true. That's a good point. And the ecosystem is nearly there already. And actually it is just a 30-minute difference from before. And so it won't be a massive change for parents. They've already had to, with Friday school already leaving early, they've already made that change. So this is just a small adjustment, not a big one. Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, we'd love your thoughts on that, parents, if you're watching. We always have the live open on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. And also we go live in podcast format. So if you're watching the show now and you want to hear the full thing, it's live in podcast wherever you get your podcast from. And you can find that later on today. Let's jump in to our next story. Dubai is bringing in AI cameras to tackle littering. So if you've been thinking of dumping your rubbish where you shouldn't, think again. Dubai's AI might be watching.
The city is testing new smart AI-powered cameras that are designed to catch littering and illegal dumping in public spaces. Anyone caught throwing waste or even dumping old furniture could face a fine of up to 500 dirhams.
So Dubai municipality says the cameras will be installed on selected waste collection vehicles, helping authorities spot violations as they happen and keep neighbourhoods clean.
It's all part of the city's wider push to use smart technology to protect public spaces. So consider this your reminder to bin it properly, because AI seems to have got eyes everywhere.
It does. But I'm wondering, how does it know who you are? It's because is facial recognition connected to our Rym Saidi?
I think
it's
AI
that
has.
smart?
Yeah, I think AI has come far enough for that.
Oh
I don't know.
Gosh.
I feel like I can get identified anywhere if at least like one space my face is out there. I think that would register at some place. But yeah, I think they might have a system already in place where our details are there, our information is around.
They must do. But I applaud this. I think there's like two arguments for every story, and one could say, are you being watched? But actually, this means a safer environment for us. One of my biggest pet peeves living in Marina was those massage cards.
Yes.
Constant.
Yes.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't been living there in a couple of years, but they were all over the floor. And I even, you've seen the videos of these like
They keep
artists
dropping one
at
by
work. Have you seen them? The way they...
Sometimes it just keeps dropping off while they walk and go. It's
they would have gone to school to train that. Like, that's unbelievable how slick they are. But the AI will now be able to monitor them, and it means you don't have to put a patrol out there wasting a person's time. Yes. There's now a monitor to do that. So I do applaud this, because sometimes when you see rubbish, you're thinking, don't just leave it there.
Yeah, it's
Pick up after yourself.
It's a very basic thing, but I'm glad they are like actually addressing this as well. Like I feel like a lot of those areas, especially Kudra and those regions, they seem to have, a lot of people just dropping by waste and thinking it's okay because, someone's going to come and pick up after us. So I don't know why that mindset exists, but thankfully now it might not, and we might pick our own waste wherever we go.
Can I? I'm going to be really bold here. Can I call out our office?
Oh, yes, sometimes there are waste lying around as well.
No, but I feel like...
But we've got an AI camera as well. We've got
just
Millie
next to the sink, because people will leave their cups there.
Oh, okay.
For Millie to clean.
Ah, yes.
And they'll leave their plates and it lands up when Millie's not on duty. And I'm thinking, who are you to just leave your plates for someone else to clean? And so, Millie will get you an AI camera and no one will leave them anymore.
I feel like she's already an AI camera. Like, she's got eyes everywhere. She keeps noticing what happens where. And she tells also, she's like, he didn't throw his glass.
That's so true. Yes. Millie is our AI camera in our office. No need for AI here. Thank you very much. Let's jump into another story. So we have, AI and innovation, but mistakes in the world can happen. And when they do happen, Reddit won't let it slide.
So Reddit has been reacting to this one ad where a chicken was being listed on Amazon for 7,000 dirhams. So if you ever needed a reminder to always double check prices before hitting the buy now thing, this will probably be it. Redditors were left seriously confused after spotting this listing on Amazon UAE, which showed 500 grams of chicken priced at a casual 7,000 dirhams with taxes included. So naturally, the internet did what it does best, and they collectively made a running joke out of it.
Naturally, Reddit had the time of their lives yesterday with this one. Once the screenshot started doing the rounds, more users jumped in, saying they'd noticed everyday items suddenly carrying wild price tags, some jumping from 10 dirham to nearly 10k. So it wasn't just the chicken, there were more. Groceries were jumping into their luxury area, but thankfully it didn't last long. Turns out it was a technical glitch, which was later fixed, but not before Reddit had an absolute field day.
So comments were rolling in saying things like, forget crypto, invest in chicken breasts, as people watched the price swing from 7,000 dirhams to 7 dirhams and then up to 8,000 dirhams like within minutes. So before finally obviously returning to normal grocery store reality.
And yeah, so everyone was just checking their bank account to see if they could still afford chicken. Here's an off-the-ball thought. Amazon 15 Minutes launched a month ago. I have not started using it, but now I'm more aware of it because of this story. Do you think it was a genius tech move to get attention?
No, I don't think it was.
No?
Because these mistakes keep happening every now and then. So I just thought, I agreed that someone commented that, it's probably an intern's first day.
Oh,
and I was like, yeah, could be.
possibly.
But it worked out. I feel like it worked out for them as well. All well and good. Now that they've put all the prices back to normal, but Amazon's 15-minute delivery is out there. Now people know this thing exists.
Yeah, so thank you. If that intern's getting in trouble, actually give them a raise, because we wouldn't have been talking about Amazon 15 Minutes on the show otherwise. But I think the real issue is when prices are put incorrectly, but they're put lower. And so no one was buying that 7k chicken. And if they do, I'm sure they'll get their money back. But it's when, let's say, a 7k item was listed at 7 dirham.
7 dirhams.
That happened before. I was having a Saturday scroll on an amazing boutique here in Dubai. And they have all sorts of designer labels. And I saw dresses for about 3 to 4k down to a few hundred.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, let me buy. Or maybe they were even free. That was the thing. They were free. And I decided I would buy 3. And I knew it was a technical glitch, but I thought,
I might as well
let
make
me
use
get
of
3
it.
dresses. My mum could have one, my sister could have one, I would have one. It would be a day. And so this was on a Saturday morning. I got the invoice. My 3 or 4 dresses were on their way. But then on Monday morning, I got the apology email saying there was a mistake, there'll be no dresses. And I thought, fair enough. I thought it was a bit cheeky of me to kind of capitalise on someone else's misfortune, to be honest.
But I would have just generally thought it was a massive sale going on.
They were actually 0. I think they were free.
Oh.
Something completely, there was no way it was real.
Yeah. Okay, too good to be true.
It was too good to be true.
Yeah, but I would have also actually cashed in on that. I'd be like, okay, let me get those things then.
Well, I think the law, the consumer law in Ireland growing up, it could be different here, is that the store must honour the price that is listed.
But, I mean, humans make errors.
But humans make errors, and
Yeah.
so, therefore, if that is the law here, I didn't look into it. Potentially, I could have fought that if I was in Ireland, but at the same time, you're really ruining someone else's life on the other side of
Yeah.
that. And my sister, mum, and I didn't need those dresses, so it wasn't life-saving medical equipment, which may have been a different story. Yeah. Okay. So that's the story.
Now, jumping off to the next story for the day, Dubai-based actress Rym Saidi, she has opened up about her miscarriage. The Dubai-based actress and TV host, she shared a deeply personal and heartbreaking chapter of her life, opening up about her recent miscarriage. She revealed that it's been around 2 weeks since she lost her child, and she's still grieving and struggling to come in terms with the incident. She spoke honestly about how painful the experience has been throughout.
First of all, let's just say, a major shout out to her for sharing her journey, because it can be so challenging and so many people don't speak up during this really sad grieving process. But when she finally opened up to people around her, she realised something, that many women close to her have lived through the same experience and yet no one's talking about it. And so while social media often focuses on the glow and joy of pregnancy, Rym chose to keep it real, showing her strength through her vulnerability and sharing the side that's rarely spoken about.
She, through a post, she said that with time, faith and reflection, she's slowly moving towards healing. And by speaking out, she wanted women going through a similar experience to know that they are not alone, and particularly that they are not weak.
Kind words. The response was overwhelming. Many women flooded the comments with love and support, while others, and this is where it gets special, also bravely shared their own stories of loss, reminding everyone that healing takes time, but it does come. As we said, as she said, pregnancy is on social media a very happy time, and you rarely see the sad stories. And when you're going through the sadness solo,
It gets even more, right?
It's really, really sad when you're seeing the happy stories,
Yeah.
and you're going through the sad. And that's why it's so amazing that she did share this, and it'll empower more people to share their stories. We did have a quick look at maybe places, if anyone's watching the show today, who have been through miscarriage and they would like someone to talk to. There's amazing centres here in Dubai, such as the Thrive Wellbeing Centre, and also the Best Life Fertility Centre, Orchid Fertility. They provide comprehensive care for pregnancy loss, focusing on both medical and emotional support. And I think there's a few more as well.
We've got the Motherhood Group. It's a platform for mothers to share their experiences, including, miscarriage, postpartum struggles, and any such related issues. And there's also the American Wellness Center. It provides help in terms of grief management and also counseling for adults going through such experiences.
And it made me think about going through this loss and how you navigate it if you're a working mom. And so you might be in employment where you can say, hey, this has just happened. And the grief is real. The grief is very, very real. And so, however, not everyone is in the situation where they can say this to their employers. And I don't think there is official miscarriage leave here in the UAE, but some companies have announced it, and I think this is amazing. So I'd like to shout out Tash Communications, their Dubai-based PR agency. They implemented a progressive health policy in March 2023 that includes specific support for pregnancy loss. And so they have a miscarriage leave policy that entitles employees up to 10 days of paid leave if a pregnancy ends before 24 weeks. I'm not sure what they do for after. The policy was introduced to support the manual and physical well-being of their entire female workforce, acknowledging the need for time off during such experiences.
I think it's a very important and, I don't know if it's, if I can call it considered, but it's something that I think should be there at almost every workplace. Because like how we have maternity leave, paternity leaves, it's like this is also a period, like especially when the mother is grieving the loss. I think it's a time where they need support, and as a workplace, this is the time you show your support to them like the most. So I think Teshtash's move was really, really nice, and I hope more places start to implement the same, take more consideration in for their employees.
But it's just interesting because it just may not be top of mind for employers, and so that's why Rym sharing her story is so important, for stories to become topical and then for employers to think about it. And I hope that, you know, everyone watching today is in a space where if you're going through this grieving process, your employer is supportive, and despite it not being kind of on a piece of paper, you're still able to take that leave. Anyway, if you'd like to read that story, it is on our social media feed, Lovin Dubai, along with all of our other stories. Wherever you get your news from, we're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, WhatsApp. We're launching on Pinterest, and you'll also find us on Snapchat. That is the end of our news for today, but not the end of the show. We are so excited to welcome Dr. Hussain Khansaheb. He has just completed an Antarctica climate mission, and we're going to hear all about it very, very shortly. Do stay tuned. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today's guest is a true pioneer in sustainability, from crossing the icy wilderness of Antarctica to becoming Dubai Holdings' first ever national sustainability champion. He's on a mission to tackle climate change head on. He's witnessed the future of our planet firsthand and is now using that knowledge to drive real change in the UAE. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Hussain Khansaheb. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, and pleasure being here with you today.
Welcome back. How are you adjusting back to Dubai after the chilly temperatures in Antarctica? Do you find these mornings cold?
It's something that it's really interesting. When I just put on a jacket or a fleece here in Dubai, everyone just looks at me with an amazing look. They say, "You just came back from the extreme cold temperature. What are you doing?" So yeah, definitely the temperature here is much warmer than it was there.
Yeah.
It's just I don't want to feel different or to look different than the others. So when it's cold, I have to put on my jacket just to feel part of the community.
Dubai mornings are extremely cold at the moment, but you have experienced true extreme cold. For those unfamiliar, what exactly is the 2041 Foundation Ice Station Expedition, and what made you say yes to taking part this year?
Well, just to put on some context on the discussion, there was a treaty signed to preserve Antarctica and to be a free land for science and peace, and no claims from any country to this piece of land which is sitting just on the south of the planet. In the year 2041, this treaty will end, and it will come to another set of discussions on how this treaty will happen. Accordingly, Robert Swan, OBE, had established this organization, which is 2041 Foundation, in order to increase the awareness of the young generation, leaders, related personnel, into what is Antarctica. And by having this foundation, he sort of organizes annual trips to Antarctica to give the sense and to give a glance of what is happening in terms of environment or in terms of research or even the exploration element. And in addition to that, the leadership skills which are embedded in the explorer's lifestyle. So the 2041 Foundation aims to increase the awareness of what is the importance of this piece of land, which is Antarctica, to our planet overall, and to the role that Antarctica plays in the overall climate and sustainability of planet Earth.
So interesting, and thank you for that context. Can you take us back, I suppose, to the preparation phase for this journey? Physically, mentally, logistically, how do you prepare for a trip to Antarctica?
Well, it all began when I was informed the good news that I was selected to be Dubai Holdings' first national sustainability champion. And the award to this selection is, Hussain, you will be going to Antarctica.
Wow.
So that's the news. But the good thing is that I will be going there in summer. So maybe it's good weather there in summer. I don't know. So let me look into it and see how it goes. Well, it came out that in summer it goes up to minus 25 degrees, while in winter it reaches up to minus 70. So I should prepare myself to a minus 25 degrees climate.
Okay.
And in addition to that, just something else to add on. As per the treaty that we have mentioned earlier, it regulated the visits to Antarctica and limited to around 150,000 visitors a year. However, more than 148,000 out of these 150,000 visit Antarctica through cruise ships, where they have their controlled temperature rooms, they have their facilities or under controlled temperature, and they explore Antarctica for part of the day, where they just land onto the Antarctica's coast. They witnessed the marine biodiversity around it and come back. However, our expedition was to stay 12 days in the middle of the continent, in tents, and in...
In tents?
Yeah, we stayed for 12 days, living in tents, and part of the expedition was to go on exploring, and we had to send temporary camping with the smaller tents and a camping lifestyle. And we can talk about it further more later. So I had to prepare myself mentally, first of all, to living in this temperature. And the other thing about being in the continent of Antarctica is the sudden change of temperature. So it varies from -5 degrees to -25 degrees in minutes.
Wow.
And that's depending on the sun. If the sun is shining, it's nice, -5, -10. But if the sun was covered with cloud or it turned to be behind a mountain, then it's a sudden drop to -25. And for that, we had to be prepared in layers, not in warm and thick clothes, and be prepared how to put on layers, take off layers, to prevent sweating that might cause freezing and might cause damage to the body. But in addition to that, I had to be exposed to more cold temperatures, so I started the cryo chambers, I started the cold plunges, with some pleasure in the ski Dubai and some nice moments with a cold temperature here in Dubai.
It's so interesting and such a unique journey. Can you describe what was your first reaction when you arrived at Union Glacier? What does the environment feel like in real life? What does it look like?
So we had a 3 days preparation in Chile, Punta Arenas, where we were exposed to some of the logistic elements. We had a few meetings with the Chilean Antarctic program, where they were talking about how Antarctica would look like, how it would feel. However, everything is different when you see it. So we boarded the airplane in Punta Arenas, and we flew normally as any journey would take off. And until now, I didn't have any feeling. I didn't know what will happen until the moment that we have crossed the shores of Antarctica. And that's the first sight I remember, is the thousands of icebergs scattered on the ocean. And that was the aha moment when I saw the enormous amount of icebergs, which are basically ice blocks falling out of Antarctica into the ocean. And then when we crossed the coasts of Antarctica and I saw the coastline, that was a white coastline merging with the blue ocean. And I looked at it with a background of my passion and my career into marine engineering, where my whole life was with Dubai coasts, and we have the sandy yellow beaches and that are just merging with the ocean. And I saw for the first time a white icy beach on the ocean. So this was the moment that grabbed my attention, and I really felt that this is Antarctica. And a few minutes later, we just geared up. We landed into the Union Glacier. And when we embarked the airplane, it was the moment when you saw the white continent. Everything is white. You are now in the middle of Antarctica, not on the coast of Antarctica. So I realized, yes, it is happening.
Epic. And throughout this journey, I'd like people to know that you also completed a 10K endurance challenge. And so can you walk us through that experience and what were the challenges there?
Antarctica hosts an annual official marathon, 41 kilometers marathon, that happens in the continent of Antarctica, and that started a few years ago. But when we were in Punta Arenas, it came to our knowledge that the first obstacle race in Antarctica will happen while we are there. So this was something that's like a golden plate handed over to us, because me and 5 of my colleagues in the group, we are obsessed with obstacle races, and we participated in many formats of obstacle races. So it was it was like a gift handed over to us that there will be an obstacle race in Antarctica for the first time ever, and it is an opportunity for us to participate in. So we were keen how this obstacle race will be organized, how the obstacles will look like. I have participated in an obstacle race which is organized by Dubai Sports Council in Ski Dubai, which is the winter obstacle race. And I have been exposed to a similar obstacle format. However, it was an indoor, and it was in a controlled atmosphere. So I was really interested to see how this obstacle race will look like. This, they shipped few monkey bar rigs and few obstacles with them. However, most of the obstacles were just made there, like the ice wall where they dug a huge hole where we had to climb. There was the crawling on ice, and yeah, there were some obstacles from the nature of Antarctica. And we participated in this obstacle race. It was, I mean, a challenging because of the layering. So it's the first time that they told us you need to pack a second set of clothing, full set, that you need to give to the organizers to take to the 5-kilometer point where we will have to change all our gear for the same reason of sweating issues. And what if you are extra geared or you are lower geared? So that's the challenge that happened. But yeah, finally we completed it, and I am one among the first obstacle race, Antarctica's obstacle race in the world. So that's really an honor and a pleasure.
What a badge to wear. And the purpose of this, this entire trip was, of course, sustainability. And I just wonder, was there a specific moment during the trip where you felt that the impact of climate change was confronting? You could see it there, that, the climate is changing, we need to do something about it.
We're talking about climate change. The first moment that I described when I saw the enormous amount of icebergs which are cracking from Antarctica, and the number of icebergs that will eventually melt. So they will be dragged into a warmer atmosphere, and they will melt, resulting in an increased sea level rise, which we all know it's a fact, and we all take into accountability when we conduct our marine designs and our projects. So that is the moment where I witnessed the number and the huge number of icebergs. And in addition to that, although it was summer, but normally it's colder than the temperature we were at. Yes, it reached -25. However, most of the time it averaged around -10, which is not the usual case. So there was an increase of temperature. And yes, it was cold, but I mean, it was colder before.
You mentioned there that the sea level rise, you take that into account when working on projects. Can you speak more on that?
Well, that's stepping into my daily work and my education. So when we design a coastal project, whether it was a beach or a port or a quay wall or a marina, we have certain levels that we need to take into account. So we have high tides, we have low tides, and we need to make sure that our structure will be adequate for these conditions. However, recently, based on the latest researches and the data, the historical data that we have for the sea level rise, we need to make sure that our structures and our projects will be protected in the next 100 years. So we take into account the worst case scenario of extreme weather conditions in 100 years storms and the sea level rise that might occur in 100 years. So just to give just a sort of visualization on what's happening. So we have a high level where it is a high tide, and we have a low level. So our structure should be higher than the high level tide. But when we have a high level and a storm, then the winds and the waves increase the water temperature, the water level as well. So we need to have our structures higher than that. And when we will have in 100 years a higher water level, then all of this should go up again. So that's what we take into account in terms of coastal protection, breakwaters, and the final level of our structures, our coastal structures.
Fascinating. Are there any structures that we would recognize? You mentioned marinas and ports or buildings. Is there any that we would recognize as an audience?
Well, the recent ongoing project of Palm Jebel Ali is currently the latest in terms of designs, where we had to increase the level or the gate level of the villas that were previously designed to be around at 4 meters above sea level to now 4.8 meters. The breakwaters, so to compare Palm Jumeirah with Palm Jebel Ali, the breakwaters of Palm Jumeirah are finishing at plus 5 meters above sea level, while Palm Jebel Ali is finishing at plus 6 meters above sea level, just to be ready for any upcoming storm in the next 100 years.
Okay, take it from us. Palm Jebel Ali is ready for climate change. You've spoken about witnessing the future of our planet firsthand. What did you see that has kind of stuck with you after the journey ended? What fascinating points have you taken home?
Well, let me take this opportunity to emphasize about the objective of this mission. Dubai Holdings' participation in the exploration to Antarctica is a clear demonstration of Dubai Holdings' commitment towards Dubai sustainability objectives and the UAE Net Zero Strategy 2050. So by being on hand in this journey, it allowed me to participate in various activities that are aiming to serve our planet in general. So we didn't have a specific task or an objective. However, we had the opportunity to witness the researches going on in Antarctica, to witness the experiments that are taking place in Antarctica. In addition to that, to witness the lifestyle of the explorers who had been in Antarctica for months to explore the land, to explore what are the elements that are available in Antarctica, the minerals, the national treasures that are there in Antarctica. So we had the chance to explore all of these opportunities. We saw NASA's work in exploring the geological characters of Antarctica, which are very similar to the geological elements in Mars. And we saw the science researches and the environmental researches in heating and cooling that is taking place by companies to improve the HVAC systems. So based on what we have seen, we have realized the importance of the efforts that are being taken by scientists, by researchers, and by explorers to enable the well-being of our planet and to enable the importance of sustainability that is happening firsthand on Antarctica. So that is the main objective of our participation and my exploration trip to Antarctica.
And so what does your role as National Sustainability Champion for Dubai Holding now look like for the remainder of the period?
Well, now, as I came back, I have witnessed hands-on and I witnessed what is happening there. So my role is to inspire future generations. My role is to make sure that everyone realizes that following their passion will lead to achieving the objectives and goals. Everything is possible. So by being there, by overcoming the challenges, by preparations taking place, every objective and every goal, every dream could be achieved. So that is my main objective, whether it was climate action or sustainability or even following personal passions. By just being on a location that is thousands of kilometers away from home, at the edge of the planet, and seeing what is happening at the edge of the planet from UAE's desert to Antarctica's desert.
Exactly. What a change, what a transition. Well, a truly epic journey, really, and we really appreciate your time and explaining the whole thing for us and the context you gave to the 2041 treaty as well. It's really interesting.
No, thank you very much. I mean, it's a pleasure being here with you, and it's a demonstration of the possibility that whatever we aim for, we can achieve in any sort of road that we select to choose.
So eye-opening. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
What a way to end the show on this Friday. But that is the end of the Lovin Dubai show. It means it's time for the weekend. So go out, enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you back here on Monday morning, same time, same place. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.